What is up, guys? Rick Kakas here, and today, just before Christmas, we have some Destiny 2 news. Now, this is all relating to the state of the game, and some potential improvements coming hopefully soon in the new year. Now, all of this information comes from the Game Director of Destiny 2 at Bungie, Christopher Barrett. He had a string of tweets in which he said all of this information. So it's coming from him. It is official, but kind of not the most official way to put it out there, but whatever, at least it's out there. So let's go over all of this info and we'll discuss the changes and the impact these changes are going to have, hopefully, on Destiny 2. So starting us off here, we have Happy Holidays, Guardians. I hope you are enjoying the dawning, or at least a bit of chaos and mayhem. There are a few things I want to mention before the year ends. Continuing on, he says, for the upcoming Iron Banner and Faction Rally events, in addition to brand new seasonal armor ornaments, we're adding new themed sparrows, ghosts, and ships and shaders to the reward pools. That is great. It does seem like hopefully they're taking some of the stuff that would have probably been in Eververse and actually using it as gameplay incentives, which is frankly what they should have done in the first place. But moving on from there, he continues, also, early next year, we're refactoring raid itemization across the game. The most difficult activities should be the most rewarding. Amen to that. Continuing on from there, and finally, I know we say it a lot, but we hear your feedback on Eververse. We both want our players to feel respected and to deliver great content regularly to our community. Expect lots of discussion with the dev team and an update on our path forward after the new year. And the last tweet in the string is, one more for good measure. We have short-term and long-term solutions for vault space in the works, since I know that is another hot topic. And so, let's break that information down. Firstly, Iron Banner and Faction Rally. They are coming rather soon. In fact, they are confirmed to be coming next month in January. We were supposed to have a December Faction Rally, but there was a big controversy about vanilla content being stripped from the game, and they said they would reintroduce the Faction Rally so that everyone could enjoy it. And he actually replies to a fan who asks, hey, when is Iron Banner and Faction Rally coming? And Christopher Barrett himself says it's coming in January to both of those. So there it confirms they're both coming back in January, which is really good. It's been a while since an Iron Banner and going to be a while since the Faction Rally. And the new rewards in terms of, like they said, additional ornaments, which was already announced, but then sparrows, ghosts, ships, and shaders. Fantastic. That's great, and that is really going to help the longevity of the game. Some of the sparrows, some of the ghosts, some of the shaders in this game look fantastic, but when they're all behind a paywall, it's very demotivating, and it's just frankly not fun to go and unlock. If those items are unlocked via quests or bounties or some sort of reward system that actually encourages you to play the game and to do certain aspects within the game, that's going to be fantastic, and that's going to harken more similarly back to Destiny 1. So we got the confirmation of Iron Banner and Faction Rally coming next month in January, and they're going to be better than ever in terms of loot. That's great news. But moving on from there, the raid itemization is really interesting. Refactoring raid itemization. That again, to me, it goes hand in hand with what Bungie have already been stating, that they're going to look at how prestige activities are handing out rewards. They tried to do Prestige Raid with only having cosmetics as rewards, and I think that was a colossal failure. As someone who plays the raid like non-stop and was a huge raid guy in Destiny 1 as well, I think that the fact that there's really no real incentive to go through the hard mode or prestige mode raid this time around, because it's only cosmetic, it's just killing a lot of the raid community. And having some of those weapons hidden behind a prestige activity, right now it's too late. Right now the weapons are out there, so they would have to introduce new gear and have that behind the prestige raid. But locking that exclusive raid gear into the prestige mode would really be a motivating factor in getting people to play. It would really spice up the game. It would actually have loot that's rare and hard to get, and you would see someone using something and you'd be like, wait a minute, how'd you get that? I missed that from Destiny 1, and I want that to return in Destiny 2. And yes, not everyone is going to get that loot, but that's the point of hard to get loot. The entire point of a loot-based game is that it doesn't hand out everything to you like it's Teletubbies, okay? We gotta actually have some challenge in order to get some of the loot in this game, for goodness sakes. But again, even though that is hypothetical, it is very interesting that he went out of his way to say we're refactoring raid itemization. That's something that I don't think he would say unless something like I described is coming, or another crazy system that I haven't even thought of. But the next thing he talks about is really the most important, frankly, and it's really been the main debate, the main discussion, the main point of contention within the community right now, which is Eververse. 100 items were added into Eververse for the first expansion, The Curse of Osiris. Like 60 items were added in the Dawning. It's just not fun to have all of these items locked behind a paywall. And even though, yes, you can earn a handful of the Dawning engrams just by playing, which is good, it's nowhere near as rewarding as having quest lines to go and get these items, or having challenges. It'd be sweet if you could unlock your armor via getting snowball kills or snowball double kills or whatever. Actually playing the game and utilizing the new mechanics that they did put into the game, which is really fun. I love the addition of snowballs. I think it's hilarious. I wish there actually was some rewards for using those new additions, right? That's the way you spice up the game, not by putting everything behind Eververse. And the fact they said this is good. Now I'm going to come out right away and say I'm not giving them any praise until I see action, until I actually see results and a statement or an update and Eververse is rolled back or substantially diminished, and then actually we can have some of these loot items awarded via quests, via bounties, via missions, via record books. Like, what happened to record books? They'd be great in Destiny 2, and they'd be a great way to spread around these Eververse items in a more fair and attainable way for players. So like I said, not going to praise them until I actually see results, but this is promising, and this is definitely better than you have some developers that just have no clue what they're doing. I know people are just dogpiling on Bungie right now, but I also play Call of Duty World War II more than I would like to admit, and they just had an update where they buffed the most powerful shotgun guys. Like, for those of you who don't play that game, the community was yelling, okay, Sledgehammer, the double barrel shotguns are terrible. They can't kill at point blank range. Please buff them. The combat shotgun is fine. You don't need to buff it. And what did they do? They buffed just the combat shotgun. So that's basically a developer that has no clue what they're doing, right? At least Bungie is actually acknowledging a complaint and saying, yes, we know you guys are complaining about this. We are going to fix it, rather than doing something the opposite of what the community is asking for via that Call of Duty example. I just want to mention that because, I mean, again, I know there's going to be mass hate for Bungie, and like I said, I know where it's coming from, and I don't think they deserve praise until I actually see actionable results. But it's certainly more positive than negative. And a last minute update that I'm inserting into the commentary here, the lead artist and level designer for Bungie, Andrew Hops, actually tweeted this. Now, this is actually responding to Christopher Barrett's big tweet session that we went over earlier, and he said, some of our communication can come across as we're listening smoke. These are all improvements being actively worked on. So that is good news. That's definitely good news. I don't think anyone would argue that they're not just saying, hey, yeah, we know you guys are complaining. Yeah. They're at Bungie HQ, before and after the holidays, working on this and saying, okay, we need to dial back Eververse, we need to change this, we need to change that. I mean, that's the best case scenario. Frankly, other than not doing this in the first place, this is the best case scenario, that they're working on fixes literally now. It's already in the works. So hopefully we can see this soon. I'm very excited that we can get these changes rolling, and it's time to save Destiny, Bungie. Let's see if you can do it. And of course, lastly, vault space. Heck yeah. I think short term they're probably just going to add another page. Long term, what they really need is storage options for different items. They need a storage space for ghosts, for ships, for all of that stuff. For like an extra space for shaders. Like, why does shaders take up a main inventory slot in your vault just like an armor piece would. That makes absolutely zero sense, so we need different systems to kind of separate your different loot, and that would really help with vault space issues, right? So that's, I think, going to be their long-term plan. In any event, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed this kind of random Destiny news extravaganza, and I hope you're enjoying your holidays. Guys, thanks again for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.